Hi everyone, it's Friday, the sun is shining where I am. I hope you're well. In fact, no I don't. I hope you're ready. You're going to have to be ready for what's to come this weekend as Celtic face what I think is a season-defining match away to Livingston on Sunday. I don't know if you get such a thing as a bogey ground, but if you do, the Tony Macaroni is it for Celtic. We're going to get into all of that stuff today and tomorrow. Today's video is mainly going to be looking at some news from the last 24 hours or so. As always, you can read more about all of these stories at 67hailhail.com. So we heard from Ange Postecoglou earlier today, shortly after he had collected his third Premiership Manager of the Month award. This was for February to add to the awards he won in October and January. Back in October, he was photographed with his backroom team, minus Gavin Strachan, who wasn't at Lennox Town that day. Then last month, he posed with Strachan, almost making a point. And today, Ange made another brilliant point, showed his class once again as the analytics team got their chance to share some of the glory. You'll recognise former Dundee United and Falkirk boss Peter Houston there on the right. And I've been doing a bit of digging about the other three in that photo. On the left is head performance analyst Craig Dunbar. Next to him is first team analyst Greg Wallace. And to the right of Ange is Alex Lawrence. And I had to move heaven and earth to even find out Alex Lawrence's name. So I don't have a job title for him. But well done Alex, well done Craig, Greg, Peter, and of course Ange as well. And everyone else at Celtic. I'm sure as Ange would say, it's a team effort, mate. But yeah, Ange is going to run out of people very soon if he keeps winning these awards. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but I have marked May the 4th off in case Ange wants to get in touch and get me along to Lennox Town. In terms of the stuff you really care about and Sunday's game against Livingston, Ange did have some team news for us. The big news is that GGGG, that's glorious Greek Georgios Giakoumakis, is fit for Sunday against Livingston. Ange says he is fine. I made a decision on Wednesday that it was best not to push him. We had some options. He trained on Thursday with the guys who weren't playing and then trained fully today. Ange also said that everyone came through Wednesday's game okay, without any knocks. So we're looking at the same squad with the obvious addition of Giakoumakis. And it's a very welcome addition as well. Big boost, I think, to have Giakoumakis back for Sunday. It seems like a game that's made for him. He thrives on the chaos. I think we've found that out so far. And games against Livingston, especially in West Lothian, have been very chaotic over the last few years. So it just feels like Celtic now have a new weapon that we didn't have previously when we went to the Tony Macaroni. So really positive, and as was pointed out to me earlier by fan of the channel Mazar when I met him prior to the St Mirren game, Giakoumakis has a point to prove against Livingston.
It's really frustrating because I think, you've never get any guarantees with penalties, but you just know Juranovic would have slotted that, don't we? We just know Juranovic would have put that in the back of the net. Obviously it's a really poor penalty from GG. The knives are kind of out, I think, for him a bit after that game because he had quite a quiet game.
He was a guy who missed the penalty in the last minute of our last game against Livingston at Celtic Park. It finished 0-0. Giakoumakis was kind of hung out to dry after that game. He's since scored a lot of goals for Celtic, and I think he has a real point to prove, and I think he'll see a real opportunity to put things right on Sunday, and hopefully he does. The game on Sunday is a sellout, as Livingston announced earlier. I've got nothing but respect for Livingston proudly announcing that after Celtic fans sold like 80% of the tickets. We will build up to this game big style tomorrow. I've actually got a little bit of homework I need to do tonight on the game, but you will find out about all of that tomorrow. We teaser there for you. Let's move on now and talk about the Sydney Super Cup. And I promise this is the last time I'll mention it on the channel until November. How about that? Obviously major questions about Celtic playing Rangers. We covered it yesterday with Scott McDonald. big questions here in Scotland, but it does seem like the match will capture the imagination of the Aussie public. A-League chief Danny Townsend reckons that the 83,000 Accor Stadium in Sydney could be full for the match, which is pretty mad. I know there's the Ange link. I know Celtic have a big support over in Australia, even prior to Ange coming to the club. But there's not many clubs in the world could get like 80,000 for a game literally at the other side of the world. Interested to see how sales for the other match, if one of them's against Rangers, how the other one goes, whether it's Sydney or Western Sydney Wanderers, whether that's quite as busy. But yeah, that's us done now for a good few months. Now, back to more present matters, and Celtic B face Rangers tomorrow in the Glasgow Cup. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. You can't actually go to the match because it's been played behind closed doors, which feels very last year, but Celtic fans can watch the game on the Pass to Paradise, which also feels very last year. Not sure I'm a fan of that, but good luck to Tommy McIntyre's side. Hopefully they get a derby victory over Rangers and start a really positive weekend for Celtic. And talking about starting your weekend positively, we wanted to send you in to Saturday with a feel-good story. Now, the Kano Foundation have been taking kids to Celtic Park for free for well over a decade, giving young people experiences that they'll never forget. We wanted to tell you about all the good work that the team at the Kano are doing, so we spoke to one of their trustees, JP. The Kano Foundation is named after the late Martin Kane, and JP started by telling me about his story.
Back in 2008, as you said, Martin was diagnosed with Devick's syndrome, and at the time Celtic supporters sort of rallied round to raise funds to obviously give him the kind of support that he needed. And one of the ways of doing that was through bucket collections at Celtic Park. And at the time, I think the overall campaign exceeded the amount of money that was needed to kind of provide that help. And as a way of giving back, they decided to take some kids to a Celtic game, those kids being ones that collected for Martin outside Celtic Park, and from there the Kano Foundation was born.
Fabulous. What would you say the main aim of the Kano Foundation is? So,
I mean, we at the Kano we talk about giving kids a lift over the turnstile, and for us, we're a fully self-funded and fan-supported organisation. The day itself is we bring kids to St Michael's Church Hall, just beside Parkhead. There they'll get a wee bit of food. They'll get a goodie bag. I don't know, some people might have seen the Kano hats and the Kano scarves. And then we take them to the game, and it's really just about giving the kids that opportunity. Some of them will be their first football game or their first Celtic game, and like for me as a trustee and for us as a charity, just seeing kids maybe with a scarf or the hat around Celtic Park at match day, it's quite nice to see. At one point we've helped those kids, we've given them a day out, and hopefully that's something that they remember, whether it's from a school or a youth organisation or a community project. Really keen to get kids from across the city and beyond into games and experience a game at Celtic Park.
Yeah, I mean, you have roughly 180 season tickets, I think, at Celtic Park. Anyone who goes regularly to Celtic Park will probably have bumped into your lot at the games, because there's a lot of you, and there's always, yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's always, a lot of noise being made, and kids enjoying themselves, and a lot of smiles when you walk past them. As you say, it must be a great buzz at games to see all that happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, seeing and hearing the kids is brilliant. We've obviously got the flag now that we kind of unfurl before kick-off, and I mean the match day volunteers do a great job in terms of making sure the kids are excited and kind of loving it. And the feedback we get from the parents or the workers that are with them on the day is brilliant, and that's what kind of makes it worthwhile for us. So that, alongside speaking to guys like yourself and just getting the word out there, is really important.
Do you still find that a lot of people maybe don't know exactly what you do?
I think things like the 12,000 kid, and being able to be on the park at half time. We had wee Jaden, who was the 12,000 kid from St Anne's. He was actually on the park alongside our match day volunteer, Kevin, doing the half-time draw. So I think things like that really help, and what we've done recently is we've brought in a lot of new trustees with various backgrounds across, kind of fundraising, social media, PR, communications, marketing, just to try and, help spread the word and kind of get the word out there. Throughout the course of the year, we've got events and fundraising initiatives that we run. So like a lot of charities and businesses over the last couple of years, we've not been able to have those kind of fundraising events. But this year we're looking forward to our end of season dance at the end of April. Still a few seats available if anyone's interested. And then obviously things like our annual bucket collection and golf days. So there are kind of major fundraising events alongside ongoing direct debits that people can give to the Kano. I think the tune of £5 a month buys a kid a season ticket for the year essentially. So yeah, that's kind of what we're all about.
Amazing. And the KanoFoundation.com is where people can go and find out so much more. You mentioned there the 12,000th kid, Jaden, at the recent game against Dundee. 12,000, I mean, that's a mega number. And just to kind of put it out there, the kids are getting in for free. They're getting an experience paid for by, people donating to the charity.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's a free day out for the kids, and it's an experience for them that hopefully is one that they'll remember. And the feedback that we get from the parents, I said it earlier, is just fantastic. And for us, if that means that kids are kind of more into football and kind of follow Celtic or whoever it is, the kids don't need to be Celtic fans to go and enjoy it. I think being there amongst their mates, and again having missed out on these kind of things over the last couple of years, it's just a great experience and something that's really special to see and be a part of.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And what does the future look like for the charity? Where can you go?
So we're doing a lot at the moment. Like I said earlier, last year we brought on some new trustees, myself being one of them, and trying to tap into different kind of specialist areas. And we're doing a lot of work internally right now, things like kind of building a new website. And right now it's all about planning for those big events that I mentioned earlier, kind of end of season dance. We've got the golf days coming up, and then it'll be the bucket collection. So just really looking to kind of grow from that, and keep doing what we're doing and giving those kids that experience.
And as always, any little helps type thing. If someone's going to the game and they see a wee bucket collection with Kano Foundation on it, any sort of donation helps.
Yeah, any sort of donation helps, and obviously in the run up to the bucket collection, we're going to be looking for volunteers as well. So yeah, you can follow at Kano Foundation on Twitter and on Facebook to find out more about that. But yeah, for us, things like the bucket collection are huge, and not being able to do that over the last couple of years as one of our major kind of fundraising efforts has been massive.
And I'll link the Kano's website that I mentioned a minute ago down below in the description, so you can go and have a look and find out even more about the great work they're doing. And a big thanks to JP for joining me earlier. Hopefully that has put a wee smile on your face until tomorrow, when we really have to start thinking about this bogey side, Livingston. We'll speak to you then.